welcome to week 4 of our series called Brave.
Today, we will meet a woman in the Bible who had to do something difficult.
First, we will do something that might be a little bit difficult. We're gonna do tongue twisters.
Tongue twisters are phrases or sentences that are tricky to say because they all start with the same letter or with the same sound. And it gets even trickier if you try to say the tongue twister as fast as you can. So here's an example. Are you ready, boys and girls? I'm gonna do it slow and then we're gonna work fast. She sells seashells by the seashore. Let's try it together a little faster. Here we go. She sells seashells by the seashore. Do you guys think we could do it a little faster? That was so hard. Well, let's try a few more.
All right. If a dog chews shoes, whose shoes does he choose? If a dog chews shoes, whose shoes does he choose? If a dog chews shoes, whose shoes does he choose? If a dog chews shoes, whose shoes does he choose?
All right, here's another tongue twister. These 1,000 tricky tongue twisters trip thrillingly off the tongue. Let's try faster. These 1,000 tricky tongue twisters trip thrillingly off the tongue. We're gonna try faster. Okay, 1, 2, 3. These 1,000 tricky tongue twisters trip thrillingly off the tongue. Maybe one more time, faster. Okay. These 1,000 tricky tongue twisters trip thrillingly off the tongue. All right, Kelly, I've got a question. What kind of qualities would someone need to be considered a hero?
Good question. We all have different ideas of what it means for someone to be a hero. But one thing is for sure. A hero is someone who takes risks so that someone else can be safe and have what they need.
Today, we're going to meet a woman in the Bible who was a hero. She was asked to do something difficult and very dangerous to help her people.
Let's find out more.
All right, boys and girls, I have today's big idea. Difficult overcome me, help God. Oh, that's not right. What does that mean? Difficult overcome me, help can God. No, that's not right. Difficult overcome me, help can God. Why is the big idea so difficult today? Oh, I'm saying it backwards. Can you help me say it the right way? Okay, our big idea today is God can help me overcome difficulty. God can help me overcome difficulty. God can help me overcome difficulty.
Hey kids! Have you ever been somewhere new? Going somewhere new can be fun, but it can also be scary. In today's story, we'll hear about a woman who had to adjust to a new place far away from home. This woman's name was Esther. Esther was a Jew, meaning she was one of God's chosen people. She lived with her uncle Mordecai. When Esther was young, the king wanted a new wife, and he picked Esther. It must have been difficult for Esther to live in the king's palace, away from her uncle Mordecai, her family, and the rest of the Jewish people. She was in a strange place with people she didn't know, and she had to learn how to survive in a land that wasn't her own. But God was with Esther. She was brave and believed that even though she was in a hard situation, God could use her. Even though she might have been scared or uncertain, God was with her and had put her in the palace for that very moment so she could help her people. Esther didn't let being in a tough spot keep her from doing what she needed to do. And just like Esther, God can help us overcome difficulty too.
Oh my gosh, Wasn't that such a cool story?
It was.
I thought we could kind of recap it from the book of Esther. So, King Xerxes went to find a queen. He sent his men out to help find the queen.
And the women, his men, gathered, ate good food, and took a lot of time to get ready to meet the king. And Esther was one of these women.
Then it was Esther's turn to meet the king. Everyone who saw Esther thought she was so beautiful.
And the king liked Esther so much that he chose her to be his queen.
Esther was not like the king. She was from a different kind of people. Esther was a Jewish woman, and the king was not a Jewish man.
And one of the king's men tricked him into making a law that was mean to all of the Jewish people.
When Esther and her cousin heard about the law, they decided that everyone should pray to God for help.
So the Jewish people prayed for 3 days. 1, 2, 3. I am so glad that Esther was brave when she heard about the new law that could hurt her people.
I am so glad that Esther knew that she could trust God. God can help me overcome difficulty.
And today's Bible story leaves us with a cliffhanger.
Ooh.
But don't worry. We'll find out next week how the story ends.
Hey boys and girls, I'm going to read Philippians 4:13. For I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength.
When we face difficult situations, we can often choose how we handle them. We also can ask God to help us overcome difficulty.
We are going to name a few different scenarios, and you think of ways God can give you strength to overcome this difficulty.
All right, first scenario. Suppose mom or dad has been telling you to do stuff all day. You're tired of it. You want to say,
No!
and
I don't have to. Leave me alone!
You want to walk away and you do what you want to do. But what will you do? Okay, you want to do a second one?
Your friend has invited you over for a fun afternoon doing all of your favorite things. You have your parents' permission to go, but you have to get your homework done first. The assignment isn't hard, but it would take time to do it well. You could just tell your parents you did the work even though you didn't. They'll never know. What will you do?
Okay, let's try this third one. Your mom made only enough cookies for your brother's class. She tells the family not to eat any. You really want a cookie though, so you decide to take one. Mom notices a cookie's gone. What will you do?
You're with friends when they start teasing an unpopular kid, taking his things and calling him names. If you stick up for him, the group could turn on you. You start to slip away, but someone throws you the boy's knapsack. What would you do?
It's time to practice our memory verse in sign language. Let's see if you can remember it.
Isaiah 41, verse 10. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God.
So boys and girls, in today's Bible story, we read how Esther faced a really difficult situation. She wasn't exactly sure what to do, so she asked those around her to help join in her prayer. So, why don't we try that right now? Join me in prayer. Dear God, thank you for helping us overcome difficulty. Help us to be brave like Esther was when things got tough. Amen.
Well, boys and girls, we're so sad to see you go.
But we'll see you next week.
And make sure you check out the links below. Bye.